What's up, Misfits? Welcome back to another video on Cyberpunk 2077. Today, we're talking about money. How do you get it? What do you spend it on? This is a beginner's guide video for all those just getting into Night City, so let's jump into it. So your pockets are a little empty, but your wish list is long. That's Night City for you. Money in Night City isn't super difficult to come by, but it's really easy to spend. There's some important things to understand about what you can spend your money on that will set the stage for what I think is the best way to earn it. Weapons, cyberware, and mods are all locked behind either a player level cap or a street cred level cap, which means stopping by the local Ripper dock for your favorite cybernetic upgrades requires you to be considerate of not only how much money you have, but also those level caps. Nothing's worse than picking up that shiny new legendary sniper rifle and it's just gathering dust in your inventory because you don't meet the minimum use requirements. Because of this, the activity that earns the most money might not be the most useful to your goals of upgrading V to legendary status. With these factors in mind, the best way to earn money, in my opinion, is Regina's NCPD missions scattered throughout the map. Make sure your inventory is cleared out of any junk, and you've got the most carrying capacity available to your character. You see, NCPD missions scale with your character's street cred. As your street cred levels, you'll have access to more and more NCPD missions with stronger enemies and better loot. During each mission, stuff your pockets with all of the NPC's guns and loot. Make sure that you go full scorched earth on these guys. Each NPC on these missions has a bounty associated with them. That's cash for you. You can see the bounty amount by scanning the enemy. This means that you should put these guys wallowing around on the ground out of their misery so you can collect. Once they've moved on from this world, you'll see some bonus eddies moving to your account. By the way, in Cyberpunk, they call money eddies. You also get bonus street cred for each NPC that you eliminate, which scales with each NPC's difficulty and notoriety. So each mission for Regina has 3 income sources. You've got the payout for completing the mission for Regina, you've got all of the weapons and junk that you've picked up from the NPCs that you should sell at the end of each mission, and then you've got the bounties from eliminating the NPCs. On top of the eddies falling from the sky for you, completing the missions for Regina and eliminating the NPCs is also going to earn you street cred. The increase in street cred is going to unlock access to those level locked equipment and weapons. It's also going to unlock more available missions with higher difficulty and better loot. This approach to earning money is essentially vertical scaling for your character. You earn the 3 things that you need to get better mods and weapons: money, player experience, and street cred. By growing these elements, you unlock harder missions. That gives you larger amounts of, you guessed it, money, experience, and street cred. So now that you know how to fill your pockets and your notoriety in Night City, what do you spend all that extra cheddar on? Well, to start, I can tell you what not to spend it on. Guns. Plain and simple. As with nearly everything in Cyberpunk, weapons scale with your level and the difficulty of the missions you're completing. I've had legendary weapons that are outclassed 2 hours later by gray uncommon pistols that I picked up off of nobody NPCs. Now, I could upgrade the weapons and get 10 damage per second with each upgrade, or I just accept the fact that my loadout will continue to evolve until I reach the endgame, and I don't waste time buying a rainbow collection of guns. There's only one weapon type that I think is worth spending any money on, and it's a blade. This is because I didn't come across a high quality katana from loot or NPCs until close to 10 hours into the game. And then once I did, it was outclassed a few hours later by a steak knife. What hasn't been outclassed for me yet is this gorgeous legendary katana that I purchased from my boxing liaison. Yep, Coach Fred, located in the apartment building. 6 in-game hours after spending 40 grand on this bad boy, and it's still slicing and dicing scum like it's brand new. If you're planning on wielding a blade during your time in Night City, I recommend checking out the inventory whenever you stumble across a new weapons trader. The katana is the only weapon I've come across that was worth buying. Pretty simple. Don't buy guns, but you're good to buy a blade if you want. The next thing I'd greenlight buying when it comes to the weapons category are attachments, specifically suppressors. Suppressors are not something I found readily available as ground loot, and a good suppressor far outweighs an uncommon one. An uncommon suppressor is going to reduce your weapon's base damage by 30%. It's a pretty big reduction. A rare suppressor is only going to reduce it by 15%. I haven't found any better quality than rare so far, but the jump from 30% to 15% is noticeable in Cyberpunk, especially if you've upgraded any stealth perks. It's going to increase your damage while shooting from a stealth position. I've found a fair number of red dot sights, so I haven't really felt like I needed to purchase these, but the only rare suppressor I've come across needed to be purchased from a vendor. What's the best thing in Cyberpunk to spend money on? It's yourself. Like, specifically upgrading your frail human body. We're talking about Cyberware, my friends. Find your favorite Ripper Doc and check out their wares. Cybernetic implants have a serious effect on your efficacy in the game. Whether you're upgrading your operating system for more RAM because you're a netrunner, or you're a bullet sponge like me and you need to install that 200-point increase in armor for the legendary integumentary augment for this augment. Upgrades to your character's cyberware will have a sustained, meaningful impact on your playstyle. Cyberware, in my opinion, is the best investment you can make in Cyberpunk 2077. We'll finish off the video on my thoughts on cars. I haven't felt like purchasing a car was a requirement. There's been a couple of times it would have been nice while I was sprinting to a fast travel spot, but between Grand Theft Auto and the number of fast travel stations scattered throughout the map, the lack of a car wasn't a big hindrance. That being said, if you enjoy cruising around Night City, or you've gone nomad for your playthrough, I would completely understand if you chose to invest some cold hard eddies in a good ride. The car is a personal preference item in Cyberpunk, so just go with your gut. If you think it'll improve your experience, buy one. It's not necessary, but they're nice to have sometimes. There you have it, guys and gals, your money guide to Cyberpunk 2077. You know how to fill your pockets, and you know what you should be spending your money on, so get out there and take over Night City. If you enjoyed this content, do me a favor, hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe because we've got more Cyberpunk content coming down the line. And to all my misfits out there, take care.